Ever hear about dementia villages? It's like every day is the first 50 dates minus Adam Sandler. Started in the Netherlands, because where else? With de Hogewijk leading the charge. It's a spot where life's got a retro filter, grocery shopping with no prices, and cashiers who are basically improv artists with a barcode scanner. It's like being a kid again, playing house, except it's real life and it's for a noble cause. This isn't just a throwback for laughs. It's a heartfelt nod to simpler times for folks whose memories are playing tricks on them. Imagine living in a world tailored just for you, where confusion meets comfort in the form of a familiar tune or a friendly street scene. So, yeah, calling it Workin' It weird, that's one way to put it. But if weird means crafting a slice of yesterday for those who can't grasp today, then let's get weird, because at the end of the day, it's about more than just playing pretend. It's about providing peace, easing the journey of dementia with a touch of grace and dignity for our elders and their families. And if that's not worth a standing ovation, I don't know what is. Alright, so we got these dudes, right? Power line workers strapping up like they're about to jump into a WWE ring, except their opponent is a 60-foot pole and a bunch of wires that could zap them into next Tuesday. Meanwhile, some guy just tosses a football and boom, millionaire. Makes sense? Nah, our man Joe's out there playing real-life Spider-Man in a thunderstorm so you can keep your Snapchat streak alive. No cheerleaders, no fantasy leagues, just Joe and the promise of not getting lit up like a Christmas tree. And when everything goes dark, it's not because your team lost, it's because Joe's getting his workout in, keeping the world spinning. So next time your lights flicker, remember, it's Joe scoring the real touchdowns, no refs needed. Imagine living in a place where your step into manhood literally means walking taller than everyone else on stilts. Forget about swiping right for a date. These Ethiopian Bana tribe guys are too busy avoiding lions on their daily sky-high hike to adulthood. Here, look ma, no hands, has nothing on look ma, no ground. It's like they took the phrase, stand up and be counted, and said, yeah, but make it extreme. While we moan about Wi-Fi speeds, they're mastering stilt walking, making our rite of passage, like surviving a hangover, seem like child's play. So, next time you're proud of assembling IKEA furniture, remember there's a tribe turning, walking into an extreme sport. Subscribe for more tales of the wild side of adulting. You won't need stilts to feel a head taller. Wildlife photographers, the real-life adventurers behind your screensaver, swap comfy chairs for a front row seat in nature's mud pit. Their morning buzz comes from actual bugs, not lattes. Lunch, a game of keep away from snack-thieving monkeys. Water cooler chats are whispered debates about bird calls. Dodging snake photobombs. Their commute, a high-stakes trek through nature's obstacle course. And golden hour isn't just pretty light, it's their Super Bowl, battling swarms of mosquitoes for that perfect shot, all while playing a suspenseful game of what's rustling in the bushes. Sleeping under the stars means cuddling with the mystery sounds of the night. They endure all this, waiting days for the golden hours when the sun kisses the earth just right, turning their muddy, bug-infested stakeouts into gold. Remember, that stunning photo you double tap was earned through a real-life game of survival and patience. Ever seen a vape enthusiast play real-life Frogger? Imagine this, our hero in white, about to become street art, steps off the curb. Vape in hand, she's in her own cloud, literally. Enter the beige savior, yanking her back from the jaws of a yellow bus beast, the look on White's face, pure bliss, like finding free Wi-Fi or something. It's a sidewalk saga of near misses and clutch saves. Morale of the story, keep your friends close and your oblivious, vape-loving friends closer. Because in the urban jungle, the real MVPs are the ones saving you from becoming a traffic statistic. Stay weird, stay safe. Wildlife photographers, the real-life adventurers behind your screensaver, swap comfy chairs for a front row seat in nature's mud pit. Their morning buzz comes from actual bugs, not lattes. Lunch, a game of keep away from snack-thieving monkeys. Water cooler chats or whispered debates about bird calls. Dodging snake photobombs. Their commute, a high-stakes trek through nature's obstacle course. And golden hour isn't just pretty light, it's their Super Bowl, battling swarms of mosquitoes for that perfect shot, all while playing a suspenseful game of what's rustling in the bushes. Sleeping under the stars means cuddling with the mystery sounds of the night. They endure all this, waiting days for the golden hours when the sun kisses the earth just right, turning their muddy, bug-infested stakeouts into gold. Remember, that stunning photo you double tap was earned through a real-life game of survival and patience. Window washing's changing, folks. We're swapping out humans for drones and robots. Yeah, goodbye thrilling tales of dangling from skyscrapers. Hello to playing with remote controls like it's Christmas morning. These drones are zipping around, making buildings sparkle without complaining about vertigo or needing a smoke break. And those robots, climbing walls better than any superhero, except their superpower is not getting distracted by a pigeon. Workers now look like they're in a low-budget sci-fi flick, battling dirt with joysticks. It's a weird flex in the job market. Imagine your job description reads, "Must be proficient in video games, but it's just keeping a building clean. The future's here, and it's got us turning window washing into an esports event." Hey, ever think about a job that's gone the like 25 years ago? There were these things called video store clerks. Yeah, real people. In real stores, with real movies on shelves. Mind-blowing, right? Back then, movie knowledge was a skill, not just a Google search. Clerks were like, "You liked The Terminator? Here, try RoboCop. It's like The Terminator, but with more bureaucracy." And remember actually walking into a store? There were other humans there. You'd talk, laugh, sometimes even disagree about whether Rocky Ford was cinematic genius or just a 2-hour music video. These clerks were like the wise old wizards of the movie world. You liked Speed? Try Die Hard. It's like Speed, but in a building. Walking into a video store was an event, not just mindlessly thumbing through your phone. You'd actually talk to people. Crazy concept these days. Remember the pain of rewinding tapes? We'd complain, but now we're paralyzed by choice on Netflix. Should I start this new show or just rewatch The Office again? It's like we need a support group just to pick a movie. Hi, I'm Dave, and I've been scrolling for 3 hours. And let's talk about Netflix passwords. It's like the modern "don't forget to rewind." Now it's "don't you dare use my profile." You know you're in trouble when your mom calls asking why her Netflix is recommending Narcos. So shout out to the video store clerks who made movie nights epic. They're gone now, like my ability to socialize without a screen. Keep your movie nights weird, folks, and guard those passwords like they're gold. You ever listen to Jesse Lee Peterson and think, is this guy for real? He's on the YHM podcast, right? Starts off with the heavy stuff, losing his granddad. Classic sad story. But hold on, Jesse does not stay in Sadville for long. This Alabama guy just switches gears like he's in a NASCAR race. He's talking about growing up on a plantation, picking cotton, milking cows, and it's like he's reminiscing about a vacation. I'm sitting there thinking, what? Was Six Flags closed that summer, Jesse? He's got this knack for making hard labor sound like an exclusive club. It's like, yeah, Disneyland's cool, but have you ever tried hand-picking cotton when you're 6 years old? It's the real happiest place on earth. And the way Jesse talks, man, it's a roller coaster. 1 second, you're almost tearing up. The next, you're laughing so hard. Your phone's doing a high dive off your hand. It's like his words are magnets for your phone. They just pull it right out of your hands. Jesse takes the ordinary, flips it upside down, shakes it around, and serves it like it's the special of the day. He could talk about watching paint dry, and somehow you'd end up thinking, man, that sounds epic. So that's Jesse for you, taking life, sprinkling some wild on it, and turning it into a stand-up routine we all didn't know we needed. He's not just living life, he's turning it into the kind of story that makes you say, only in Jesse's world, folks. Mickey's like if the Wolf of Wall Street took a detour through Vegas, right? Dude boards his jet like it's an Uber, $1,000,000 in tow, because who trusts banks these days? He lands, strolls into MGM like he's the mayor of Moneytown, and even the cash lady looks at him like, really dude? Again? Then he's off, hopping casinos like they're bars, piling up chips like they're beer coasters. Wins so much, even the casino managers look like they hit the jackpot just watching him. By morning, Mickey's up 6.6 million. Most of us happy finding a 20 in our jeans, and this guy's disappointed if he's not up a couple mil. What a life, huh? Makes your desk job seem a bit dull, doesn't it? So, there's this community, the Bajau, right? These guys are hardcore. Up at 4 a.m., diving like it's their job, well, because it is. They're under there grabbing fish, no tanks, just goggles that look like they won at a carnival and a stick. They're like, who needs scuba gear? Then there's this guy, used to dive 65 feet, no big deal. Now he's like, hey, I'll stick to 52, I'm getting up there in age. Getting up there? If I dive 10 feet, I'm patting myself on the back and calling it a year. And get this, they've evolved with bigger spleens. That's their secret, extra spleen power. Meanwhile, my body's biggest adaptation is not throwing up when I spin around. These guys are basically part fish, and I'm just impressed I can swim without floaties. Have you guys heard about this Matsusaka Wagyu beef? This stuff is so pampered, it probably lives a better life than all of us. They massage these cows, feed them beer, and play them classical music. I mean, what kind of life is that? The cow is sitting there thinking, ah yes, Beethoven, that complements my impending doom quite nicely. And then there's the price. In Paris, you pay $530 for just 100 grams. That's not a meal. That's a statement. You're basically eating your vacation fund. And these cows, they're not just any cows. They're virgin female cows. That's right. The steak you're eating had a more chaste life than half the people you know. The absurdity is, we're doing all this for what? A piece of meat that melts at the temperature of a warm room. I can't even get my ice cream to do that properly. So next time you're indulging in a bite of that expensive steak, just remember, it probably had a better day at the spa than you ever will. Today's freak show, bar rescue. Picture this, John Taffer, the man who gets angrier at a dirty bar than anyone should, sending in his minions to scope out a joint where the special sauce is just old ketchup. They're undercover, nibbling on what's supposed to be food, and oh boy, is that a raw chicken wing. Cut to John in his car, looking like he just smelled a gym sock, gearing up to storm in like it's D-Day. And then it's showtime, baby. He marches in, laying down the law, while we sit back, enjoying the chaos, thinking, thank God, that's not our job. Remember, folks, no matter how bad your gig is, at least you're not eating questionable wings for a paycheck. Stay weird, catch you next time. So Kentucky tried to spice things up with a roundabout, and guess what? It's like they unleashed a Rubik's Cube in the middle of the road. Kentuckians at a roundabout are like teens with a rotary phone. Just pure confusion. You'd think with all the horse racing, they'd know how to take a turn, but nope. It's like bumper cars without the bumping. It's like everyone's playing a weird game of musical chairs, but the music never stops, and no one knows where to sit. And the hesitation! You'd think they were choosing a wedding dress, not a lane. Imagine the joy a simple circle brings to traffic. Kind of poetic, right? Follow the traffic, they say. If it were only that easy, I swear these roundabouts could turn a 5-minute drive into a road trip. So next time you're stuck there, grab some popcorn, enjoy the show. It's Kentucky's version of reality TV, just with more cars and less sense. So there's this photographer at the lake beach, right? In comes this bear charging like it's got premium seating at a concert, but instead of fleeing, the gang starts a sing-off. And you know what? The bear, being the only adult in this scenario, just rolls its eyes and bounces. I'm too mature for this, it probably thought, turning around like, call me when you're done with your human karaoke. Now, flip the scene. There's this guy, not on land, but wading in the water like he's on some tropical vacation, except his buddy is a living, breathing alligator. This man's out there treating the gator like it's his misunderstood pet, probably names it something like Mr. Snappy, tries to high-five the gator and whoosh, it's almost snack time. But hey, he dodges it, laughs it off, because when you're flirting with danger for the gram, who needs common sense? Alright, let's dive into this madness. You ever hear about these folks whose job is to go viral? Yeah, that's a real gig now. No more burger flipping for the youth. It's all about making your grandma's dance moves the next big meme. They're like the rock stars of the internet, minus the talent, drugs, and music. One day, you're just some dude throwing cheese slices at your cat, and boom, you're an influencer. But here's the kicker. Staying on top is like trying to hold on to soap in the shower. Today, you're the king of TikTok. Tomorrow, you're just some guy in line at the DMV trying to explain what a Vine star used to be. So, cheers to the viral gang, flipping the script on what it means to be gainfully employed. Just remember, when the likes stop coming and you're back to being just another person with a phone, at least you had that moment when the internet cared who you were. Sort of. So there's this kid, right, built like a flamingo, who thinks it's a brilliant idea to ask John Jones to kick him. Yeah, because when I see a guy who can punch through walls, my first thought is, hey, hit me as hard as you can. John gives him a courtesy tap at first, like he's testing a melon for ripeness. But no, Flamingo Boy wants more. Harder, he says. It's like asking for extra homework on a Friday. So John obliges, really leans into it, and the kid's leg gets a taste of what a real kick feels like. Next day, this kid's going to waddle around like he's got a personal vendetta against his own leg. He's probably going to frame this pain as a badge of honor. You should have seen the other guy, he'll say, limping. Except there is no other guy, just his own brilliant idea to get kicked by a human wrecking ball. In Pittsburgh, they're rolling out this new police policy that's basically one step away from announcing an actual purge. From 3 to 7 a.m., they've got like 20 cops on deck for the whole city. It's like they decided to play a real-life game of bare minimum. Got a burglar? Better be a compelling storyteller on the phone, because that's your new crime-fighting tool. They need second verification now. What does that even mean? Oh, Mr. Burglar, can you pause for a selfie with my stolen TV for the cops? The stations are ghost towns too. If you thought getting help was hard before, now it's like trying to find a sober person at a frat party. It's giving every wannabe criminal a green light. Hey, wanna rob a place? Schedule it between 3 and 7. It's almost like legal. Pittsburgh's turning into the kind of place where even the robbers are like, is this too easy? Have you seen this? Some genius made a Bugatti out of clay. Yeah, because when you can't afford the real deal, you just slap some mud together, right? Just think about that. Some people are out there buying real Bugattis, and this guy's like, nah, I'll just sculpt mine from earth. It's like the ultimate fake it till you make it, except you're never making it. Imagine showing up to a date in that. Hey, check out my Bugatti. Sure, until it rains and your supercar starts dissolving like a sugar cube. The engine's real, sure, because you can't make that out of clay. Well, I guess you could, but it would just be a really crappy, non-moving sculpture. The driver must be on a whole new level of confidence, cruising around in a car that could be undone by a strong hose. So next time you're feeling bad about your beater car, just remember, at least it's not made of clay. Where today, we're diving into the life of the most hardcore house cat you've ever seen. This isn't your grandma's kitty. This is Chernobyl's own survivalist feline, braving an all-you-can-eat buffet of radioactive rodents. It got a dose of radiation equivalent to 400 Hiroshima bombs. She's not just catching dinner, she's bringing home Chernobyl specials, loaded with more isotopes than a periodic table. And her kittens? They're basically growing up on a diet of Fallout Feline Edition. So next time you think you're tough for eating that expired yogurt in your fridge, remember there's a cat in Chernobyl who's literally dining on disaster. And get this, in Chernobyl, the aquatic worms in this nuclear wonderland used to be all about that single life, reproducing solo because who needs the hassle of dating? But now they're switching things up, finding each other in the glow of their own radioactivity. It's like they realized if they're gonna glow in the dark, might as well have someone to do it with. Alright, we've got Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where the chances of finding love are about as stable as those balloons. So here's David, right? He's on the prowl, but oh so picky. He's not into Jessica, says she's a bit too real for his fantasy league of athletic angels. Jessica, though, she's not losing sleep over it. She's quick to say David's aiming for that trophy wife life, and well, she's not about to be anyone's trophy. Then there's Calda, a model no less, and you'd think David hit the jackpot, right? Nope. He's like, nah, not my type. All because she doesn't fit some cookie cutter shape he's got in his head. But it doesn't stop there. The peanut gallery jumps in. You've got these older guys critiquing her like she's a car at an auto show. One's even offering a butt upgrade. Like, what? And just when you think it can't get any weirder, in swoops Dr. Know-It-All, diagnosing Calda with issues faster than a WebMD search. It's a hot mess in there, folks. Calda's just looking for love. And these guys, they're more interested in a fixer-upper project. Welcome to modern love. It's less about the heart and more about the parts. Classic. Today we're clocking in with France's 12 time zones. Yep, you heard right. France is like that overachiever who collected time zones instead of stamps. Imagine texting your buddy in Tahiti, good morning, while it's bonne nuit back in Paris. Now, that's a long-distance relationship. Meanwhile, over in China, they're playing a whole different game of time. One time zone. From Beijing to Kashgar, it's the same o'clock. Picture this. In Beijing, folks are saying sweet dreams, while in Kashgar, they're still waiting for the sun to set. Like, hold up, isn't it bedtime? It's like China's got its own time-traveling superpower, minus the cool outfits. So, whether you're stretching time like France or squeezing it like China, just remember, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Stay tuned for more Workin' It Weird, where time zones are just the beginning of the bizarre. Meet the guy who's basically a superhero, but instead of flying, he just hangs out with big birds. Found him on Instagram a raptor behavior, where he's flexing with eagles so massive it's like he's bench pressing Thanksgiving dinner. His bond with these birds? It's unreal. He's had an eagle buddy for over 32 years. Yeah, some of us can't even last that long with our own family without starting a Thanksgiving brawl. It's wild. This guy's proving that maybe, just maybe, the secret to lifelong relationships isn't deep conversations or mutual interests, but just being really into big birds. Who knew? Today's job is jungle theft investigator. Meet Becky, a lioness who's just realized the jungle equivalent of finding her lunch eaten by a coworker. Her prey? Gone? The culprit? Tyrone, a leopard with a taste for easy pickings and terrible timing. Becky, in full mom mode, decides it's time to confront Tyrone, who's perched at the branch's DMZ. As she charges, it's clear physics wasn't her major. The branch snaps. Down goes the jungle's odd couple, turning a tense showdown into a slapstick fall. Tyrone, realizing he's outmatched by Becky's wrath and probably her right hook, books it faster than a gazelle on espresso. There's Becky, looking like she's ready to demand to speak to the jungle's manager, left with nothing but a story for the ages. In the wild job market, it's eat or be eaten. But sometimes, it's just about landing on your feet, or in Becky's case, plotting her next move.